So welcome to class. In our last class, we started a discussion on standard costing through variance. Standard costing through variance. And we said in that class that the word standard cost represents an estimated or predetermined total cost of production per unit for an organization. And we said that the process of estimating the total cost of production per unit is described as what? Can I get a response? When you are estimating cost per unit, that can be described as what? Any response from the house?
Please come again, sir. Please, sorry, come again.
Okay, I thought maybe people are still on transit. Madam Ruth, hope you're at home. You know,
yes,
Lagos
sir.
people
Good
can
evening,
always
sir.
be on time. Good evening, ma. So, I said the process of estimating the total cost of production per unit is termed as what?
Standard costing.
Standard cost.
Standard costing.
Yeah, standard costing. Standard costing. Yes, standard costing. So, if estimated total cost of production for a big organization is based on total units produced, then the procedure is described as what? Budgeting system. Budgeting system. So, and for you to establish a standard, there are certain things you must do. For you to establish a standard, even though I didn't mention that in that class, there are certain things as a person, as an organization, you must do. It means if you want to establish a standard, you must have an objective. You must have a corporate objective. And definitely, the objective of every organization is to make profit. But in setting this objective, the objective can be long-term and short-term. If you have a long-term objective, to achieve your long-term objective must be broken down into short-term objective. It is those short-term objectives that will lead you to achieve your long-term objective. But for you to come up with a standard, there must be a market research or a market survey for you to know in the environment you find yourself, what is the opportunity around? Is there a need that you need to meet? So this must be identified for a standard to be set up. And once you identify this need, the product you want to produce, the raw material you need to use, all these must be put in place to see that you come up with a realistic standard. In that class, we talked about types of standard. I explained ideal standard. I explained attainable standard. I explained current standard. And I explained basic standard. What is ideal standard? Ideal standard. Yes, any idea?
Yes, sir. The standard that does not give room for excuses.
Yes, the standard that does not give room for excuses. Yes, Madam Juliet.
Okay, you said it assumed that everything must be perfect.
Yes, and I gave one funny example. Everything must be perfect. That you are coming late to school, you are giving me an excuse that you are doing school runs. It's not welcome. That is attainable standard. That is ideal standard for you. That does not give room for excuses. So assume everything must be in perfect condition. Everything must be in perfect condition. That is ideal standard. What of attainable standard?
Opposite of ideal.
Opposite of ideal. You have to write something, man. You won't tell the examiner
Okay,
it's
it
opposite of ideal.
recognize that we are not perfect.
Recognize that we are not perfect. Yes. It's a practical standard. Yes, a practical standard. It gives room for
Excuses.
excuses for loopholes. To recognize that you are human. Sometimes you might not feel like coming to work and be tired. Yes, fatigue can set in, and so on and so forth. Yes, that is attainable standard. Attainable standard. So in practicing, even when some of you are tired and you are not hoping that this guy will will call for lecture and he will still come. So we kind of standard now. Is it ideal standard? Is it attainable standard? Is it current standard?
Attainable.
Okay, attainable. Okay. It's fine. Okay. It's attainable. All right. So we have current standard likewise. We talked about current standard. We talked about basic standard. I believe all these shouldn't be an issue, but you should read more about them and be conversant with all these. So we also talk about variance. What do we define variance as this, that. What is variance?
Variance is the difference between the standard and the actual outcome.
Yes.
Yes. So
It
variance
is the
is
difference between the organizational plan and what happened, their plan and the outcome.
okay, and the outcome, fine. Yes. So, and in every aspect of costs, there will be a standard. So, what are the components of costs that we looked at? The components of cost. Because the essence of variance, you can see we are looking at the activities in terms of money. So, what are the components of cost we talked about in that class? The components of costs.
Price variance and quantity variance.
Okay.
Direct material, direct labor, and the variable overhead.
Okay. In that class, we mentioned material, right? We mentioned labor. We mentioned variable overhead. We mentioned fixed costs. Now, under material, we look at material price variance, isn't it? We looked at material usage variance. So when you're talking about material price variance, what are you to look out for? Talking about the material price variance, what are we looking out for? What are the two variables that are of utmost concern?
Price
You
and
say
quantity.
standard price and the actual price.
Okay, to be weighted by what?
The quantity.
Actual quantity price,
quantity.
something like that.
Purchased. Actual
Yes.
quantity purchased.
Actual quantity purchased. Yes,
Okay.
actual quantity purchased. Yes. So when we talk about the usage variance, we are trying to look at the relationship between what? Usage variance. Usage. It will be what?
Quantity.
Yes, quantity. The classification of quantity in what term?
Standard quantity based on actual production minus the actual quantity weighted by standard price.
All right, fine. Yes. For those that are not in that class, hope you are following. Yes. So now that is for material price. Now for labor, the classification of labor in terms of variance can be in two forms. What are those two forms?
Remember?
The classification of labor.
Standard rates and actual rates. I don't know.
Direct labor rates and direct labor efficiency variance.
Efficiency.
Okay. Yes. So I was actually asking that labor, what are the two variances that you can have under labor as a cost? Yes, I'm asking this so that when you're in the exam hall and they say calculate the relevant variances, they will not give you labor rate variance, labor efficiency variance. You should know that once the variables in the question is pointing to labor, material, these are the variances that you should come up with. So under the labor variance, you can have labor rate variance, you can have labor efficiency variance. Labor rate. So to compute for labor rate variance, what are the things you have to look out for? What are you looking out for? Labor rate variance.
Standard rate and actual rates. I think so.
In relation to what, man?
Actual hour paid for.
Yes, actual hours paid for. Standard rates less actual rates multiplied by actual hours paid for. Yes. So still under the labor rate variance, we can have the labor efficiency variance. When we talk about efficiency, what are the key words there? Or what is the subject matter of efficiency? Efficiency variance. Efficiency variance.
Talk about
Quantity.
There's no iPhone. Now go and buy. Tell him.
Quantity.
Give him money to go and buy from him.
Standard
Yes.
hour. Standard hour based on actual production and actual hour work for.
In relation to
standard rate.
a standard rate. So when we're talking about efficiency, we are looking at the number of hours you are putting into work. The number of hours put into work in terms of the standard and in terms of what? The actual. In terms of standard and in terms of actual, weighted by what? The standard rate. Weighted by the standard rate. Now, moving to the variable overhead. Under the variable overhead, we can also have two forms of variance that can be computed. What are they?
Expenditure variance and efficiency variance.
Yes, expenditure variance and efficiency variance. So for the expenditure variance, how will you come up with your variance? What are the things you have to look out for?
Like, is it standard rates there?
Standard variable rates.
Yes, standard variable rate is true. And
Minus
the average variable rate.
actual variable rates.
Okay. In relation to what?
Actual hour.
Actual hours. Fine. Then the other part of it, variable overhead efficiency variance.
Hour.
Efficiency has to do with hours. So what are you looking out for?
Standard hour based on actual production minus actual hour work, weighted
Okay.
by standard rate.
Okay. Fine. Fine. Now, for fixed production overhead, what are we looking out for fixed production overhead?
Projected fixed overhead minus actual fixed overhead. I don't know.
No, that is the two variants now.
Expenditure of fixed overhead budget or fixed overhead volume variance.
Okay, fine. So, fixed production overhead variance. Under this fixed production overhead variance, in most questions, they'll want you to determine your fixed overhead absorption rate. Now, while we were treating activity-based costing, I put forth a formula on how to determine fixed overhead absorption rate. Can anybody recall?
Please repeat what you said. Sorry.
Yes, I said in some questions, you might be required to determine fixed overhead absorption rate. Fixed overhead absorption rate. And when you are required to determine fixed overhead absorption rate, there is a formula you have to use. That's why we were treating activity-based cost.
Hello?
I'm with you, sir.
Okay, sir. So it will be total budgeted overheads divided by budgeted activity.
Okay,
And
fine.
in most cases, it's labor. Sometimes it can also be machine hours.
Very good, sir. Yes. So in some question, you might need to get your fixed overhead absorption rate. And your fixed overhead absorption rate will be your budgeted fixed overhead divided by what? The budgeted level of activity. And the level of activity can be in terms of labor hour. In another way, the budgeted activity can be in form of what? Budgeted unit of output. Budgeted unit of output. Budgeted unit of output. So this fixed production overhead variance, it's a variance that represents under or over absorbed fixed production overhead. That is, total fixed production overhead variance is the difference between what? The fixed production overhead absorbed and the actual fixed production overhead incurred. So just as we have it in our notes, it is what? Your standard variable in terms of the fixed overhead less the actual variable of fixed overhead. So I'm making emphasis on this because sometimes this is where confusion usually sets in when trying to solve issues of variance. You might be very good from material price, and what is it called? Material variance, price variance, labor variance. And when you come to this point, you throw your book away and say, what is this? Who sent me? But it's what you can overcome. Yes. And that is why I'm saying this now. So this fixed production overhead variance, you can calculate the total fixed production overhead variance. And this fixed production overhead variance, just as we've said, we can have the total fixed overhead expenditure or budget variance, and you can have your fixed overhead volume variance. And I want to say that this volume variance can also be classified into capacity variance and efficiency variance. Capacity variance and efficiency variance. But for us to, as we solve this classwork, we're going to see the instance of fixed overhead variance. Yes, fixed overhead variance, how they play out in terms of the budget variance and in terms of the volume variance. So we're going to see the interplay between both of them. Yes, as we try to solve this question. Yes, even though you have the clue to it based on the past class, but as we solve, we are going to still explain further what fixed production overhead variance entails using examples. Then I will now still refer us to questions in the ICANN Pathfinder based on what we've discussed and what we'll solve tonight. You understand? So that once you go to that question, you shouldn't have any bottleneck. You should be able to solve it, closing your eyes. Yes. Then, after then, we'll now take it further. So, in that last class, we discussed all this, and I said, beyond knowing the formulas, you must know the reason for the deviation or variances. Yes, because some questions might not be interested in your calculation per se. They might be interested in you knowing what can be the cause of price variance, what can be the cause of usage variance. Now, if I should ask now, what are the possible causes of material price variance? What can you tell me?
Inflation,
Okay, fine. Inflation.
bulk purchase.
Okay, when you have bulk purchase. Now, when you have bulk, now just hold
There
it, ma.
can be discount.
So when you have bulk purchase, ma, what will happen? What is the interpretation? What
There will
kind
be
of
favorable. There will be favorable price variance.
Discount.
okay,
There will
fine?
be
So you have
discount in
discount.
it.
Yes. So it shows that you should have less costs in terms of actual compared to what the standard that have been set. Now, in terms of material usage variance, what are the possible causes of material usage variance? Material usage variance.
Bargaining power.
Okay. Bargaining power. Now, usage,
Poor
please, not
quality.
purchase. Usage now.
No,
Poor
Usage.
quality.
usage, poor quality.
Yes.
Poor usage. Production error.
Fine. Production error. Yes. Production error. Now, production error. I want to get more understanding about production error. So, is it when you use much material as against your standard? So that would be a production error, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we can have cases of careless handling of material by the personnel. And that is why it is good to train your workers before employing them, enlighten them on the safety precautions, on how to handle materials before you just tell them, go and start work. Yes. So, and also when the procurement department purchase inferior material just to enrich their own pockets, it can lead to what? It can lead
Poor
to,
quality of production.
yes, poor quality of production. And in the long run, it can result into bargain purchase. That is negative goodwill. Yes, the good name you are trying to build can be easily soiled when you give out bad products to your consumers. They look for substitutes, and overall, your revenue will decline. So these can be some possible causes of material usage variance. In terms of labor, what do you think can be the causes of labor rate variance?
Machine breakdown and idle time.
The machine breakdown and idle time. Yes. And sometimes when you have excess demand and you didn't plan for it, and you need to get workers very fast to cover up, to meet up with production um, plan, you can run overtime. And when you run overtime, you might give your workers some bonus. Yes, for staying longer than expected. And sometimes when you employ cheap labor, instead of paying the worker a particular sum of money because he's not that skillful or because he's not having the required certificates, you easily get pay him in a low rate, and that will help you to retain some money in your organization, and that can result into variance. Likewise, it will result into favorable variance because where you're supposed to pay 200,000, you are not paying, let's say, 100,000 because you've been able to source a cheap labor. It will help you to save some money, but it can have some effect in the quality of outputs. And when you can negotiate well, yes, maybe somebody resigned from your organization and you are paying the person 500,000. Now, as you made adverts, the people that were there for the interview were not able to negotiate as expected, and they negotiate below your standard, and you employ them. It can result into variance likewise because you have a cheap labor now, so you get a favorable variance in terms of that. And this can be some of the causes of labor variance. So we solved an example in that class, and we asked ourselves to go and solve assignments. Yes, and some of us didn't solve the assignments. Madam Linda, did you solve the assignments?
Honestly, sir, I didn't have time to do it. Frankly
Uh-huh.
speaking, I've been busy
That is
at work. I'm tired.
that is good. That is good, ma. You know you are my sister in Jos, so I need
I know,
to
sir.
follow up on
You know it's audit season now.
you. You make more money now.
It's not all clients that pay on time.
Okay, don't worry. You will get money very soon.
Amen, sir. But I must do it. That I know. I have to do it.
It's because of people like you I'm bringing classwork.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Thank you very much. God bless you.
so that you will not say our variance is difficult. You have to face it.
Honestly.
So you have to face it. Who is in this class? There are some people I don't used to see their assignments. They'll just be, Madam Chioma, you know, you're also my sister. So,
Good evening, sir.
good evening, ma.
You will get
I'm
it
not
later
serious.
today. You will get it.
It's a past issue. It's song.
No, you will
But
get it today.
do it for your own benefit anyway.
Thank you, sir.
Do it for your benefit, yes.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
Mr. Manlat. Mr. Manlat, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir, I am. Good evening,
I've
sir.
not been seeing your assignment, sir.
Yes, sir. I try it on my own, but I don't post it.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Yes. The ultimate is for you to try it. Yes. Yes. To try it on your own, and where there are issues, you can share. Yes. We can reason together. Yes. Praise. Praise. I've not been seeing your
Yes,
assignment.
yes, sir. I've been busy.
Okay, that is fine. That is very good.
But I'll try my best. Starting from next month, I will not fail.
Okay. Next month, March, April, May. Okay.
So it's
All
just that
right.
I've been closing late. I've really been closing late. So I've really been missing classes.
All right. No problem. God will help us. My mommy who go Keneka. I used to see your assignment once in a while. Are you there? Okay. Maybe she's not there.
Good evening, sir. I'm here, sir.
Eh, mommy.
Sir, I've not done it, but I will do it.
Okay. All right, ma.
Thank you, sir.
All right. It's fine. So I didn't call some persons because I used to see the assignments in one way or the other. Good bean. Good bean.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening. How far?
How is work, sir?
Fine.
Fine.
You want me to come to Zaria Road to come and collect my assignment? So
Can do.
try and make attempts. It's very important. It is
Okay.
as you make attempts, you know better. Yes. Yes. So
Sir, but I posted my assignment now.
I saw one. I saw one very well. Yes.
Okay.
So all right. So we have a question we need to solve to buttress our understanding, to also help ourselves for some of us that are always busy. Yes. So that at least what you see and hear sometimes can stay with you, so that when you go back to your book, you will easily catch up. Yes. So this is a question, though I'm still putting it up, but I will finish it now. There is no any issue. So this is a question for us to solve in this class, for us to solve. So we are going to, can somebody read? Yes, even though I will try and complete my assignments now. As you are reading, I'm completing the question. Yes, can we read, please? Anybody read? Yes.
Okay, let me read, sir.
All right, ma'am.
The classwork, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The following standard costs were developed for one of the products of Great Grace Industries. Standard cost card per unit. We have the material 2 feet at 7 naira per foot, which is 14 naira. Direct labor 4 hours at 5 naira per hour, which is 20 naira. Variable overhead 4 hours at 4 naira per hour, that's 16 naira. Fixed overhead, we have 4 hours at 6 naira per hour, we have 24 naira. Standard cost per unit, we have 74 naira. The following information is available regarding the company's operations for the period. Unit produced, we have 11,000. Materials purchased, 26,000 feet at 6 naira 85 kobo per foot. Materials used, we have 20,000 feet. Direct labor, we have 42,000 hours costing 210,000 naira. manufacturing overhead incurred, which comprise of the variable and the fixed. For the variable, we have 189,000. For the fixed, we have 250,000 naira. Budgeted fixed manufacturing overheads for the period is 240,000 naira, and the standard fixed overhead rate is based on expected capacity of 40,000 direct labor hours. Required: A. Calculate the direct material price variance. B. Calculate the direct material usage variance. C. Calculate the direct labor rate variance. D. Calculate the direct labor efficiency variance. E. Calculate the variable manufacturing overhead spending variance. F. Calculate the variable manufacturing variance.
Manufacturing overhead.
All right, overhead.
Efficiency variance.
Overhead. All right, F. Calculate the variable manufacturing overhead efficiency variance. We
And
have
then,
G.
and the G will be to calculate the fixed manufacturing overhead budget variance.
All right. Thank you.
And the H will be
Wait
to,
again.
to calculate
we must do this variance this time.
the fixed
Do or die.
the fixed manufacturing overhead. If it is other diet, once I treat that last class, I would have moved to another thing, but I'm so much concerned now since is an issue. So that is why I don't want to move. Observe other diets. I've moved ahead already, but I decided to still dwell here. So this is a question. We have the standard values as seen here. These are the standard. Now, based on the actual operations, we have these following outcomes here. The following outcomes. The question wants you to calculate direct material price variance, direct material usage variance, direct labor rate variance, direct labor efficiency variance, and calculate the variable manufacturing overhead spending variance, calculate the variable manufacturing overhead efficiency variance, and calculate the fixed manufacturing overhead budget variance, calculate the fixed manufacturing overhead volume variance. So this is the classwork. So can you solve, please? I want to see your solutions. And if you have questions, ask me. You have the formulas, right?
Yes, sir. Can you go up so that I can snap the questions? The required.
So number one. So I will just call you at random. You give me my answers. I hope Madam Macaulay, she's not on transit. Hope you're at home.
Yes, I'm at home. I'm home, sir.
So
please, can you down?
we have to calculate the direct material price variance, direct material usage variance, direct labor rate variance, direct labor efficiency variance, the variable manufacturing overhead spending variance, variable manufacturing overhead efficiency variance, the fixed manufacturing overhead budget variance, calculate the fixed manufacturing overhead volume variance.
Hello, sir. Please, can you help us send to the platform?
Okay, let me do it this way. Let me copy it and paste somewhere so I can, because if I want to send these now, I have to close this page. before I can send to my phone on Bluetooth. So let me see. Okay. Let me save this now. So by now, we should have the value of our material price variance. So for people that don't usually have time, at least this will help them. At least the class will make you sit down and solve. So Madam Comfort. Madam Comfort. I didn't see you. You just joined the class now. Because I'm supposed to mention your name.
I didn't just join the class. I've been here now.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma.
Well done, sir.
Thank
Just
you, ma.
free
So
me. Thank you.
you give me the answer to material price variance, ma.
Start over free me, I beg you. I just started working, honestly. Yes. I just started.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now I want to get, you just started reading or you just started
I just started doing the calculation. I have been just going through the question and I just even opened my book. I'm calculating when you shouted Madam Purpose.
okay.
Thank you.
All right. So you have the questions on the group now. So now.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I tried though. I got 7,800. Am I correct?
For material price variance.
Yes.
Okay, no, we will know if you are correct when somebody
I'm
else gives
asking
us.
now. That will encourage
No,
me to proceed further.
no.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I got 1,650 favorable.
Okay.
Hello, sir. I got 1,652.
Okay, this is wonderful. Please check your workings again. Check them. Check them.
So I got 3,009
Okay.
favorable.
I got 3,009 favorable.
3,900 for
So 3,900 should be our results.
Is it favorable or adverse? I got 392.
Favorable.
Favorable. Favorable. Let's
Wow.
quickly look at that.
It's the
Let's
same
quickly
thing
look
I
at
got
that.
too.
So let's quickly look at that now. Material price variance. Material
7
price
naira.
variance. The
It's
formula
7
is what?
naira.
Yes, ma'am. The formula
Standard
is what?
price minus actual price.
So
All
standard
over actual quantity
Price
purchased.
minus actual price.
actual price multiplied by what?
Actual quantity purchased.
Actual quantity purchased. Actual quantity purchased. Fine. From the question, your standard price is what?
7 naira.
See it's
7 naira.
naira. 7 naira. We have it as 7 naira. Your actual price is what?
6.85
How do we get that?
from
See
the
it here.
question.
See it. Material purchase. You purchase 26,000 feet at what? Actual. 6 at 6 naira 85 kobo. Now, your actual quantity purchase is what?
26,000.
Material purchased 26,000 feet. So you can see that 6,000. Your outcome will now be what?
0.15 multiplied by 26,000.
Okay, and we'll have what?
3,900.
3,900. Yeah, 3,900. Favorable or adverse? Favorable.
Favorable.
And
Favorable.
why is it favorable? The
Because
actual,
standard price is more than the actual.
yes, is more than the actual. So you have it as favorable. Favorable. So Madam Linda Mead, have you seen it now?
Yes, I've gotten it. I actually used that 14 naira. I was even asking myself, why should I use 14 naira? But I still use this. Can you imagine?
It's good. It's good to question yourself. So looking at the next one, which is material usage variance, I'm going to call someone, you give us the answer. Material usage variance, Mr. Babajide, can you help us with that?
Okay, let me try, sir.
Material usage variance. Material usage variance. Yes, as he's trying, Mr. Grigory again. Any clue to that?
Sorry, sir. I just got home. I'm just struggling to sit down so that I think I just got home. I was in traffic.
Okay, right. It's fine.
Sir, please.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So now, well, the formula, to the best of my knowledge, is actual quantity minus standard quantity times standard price. Am I
Okay.
correct, sir?
Yes.
Okay, but now, okay. So now that actual quantity is what I don't know now. That specific figure is what I don't know. But I
Okay, but
know
what
that
is the standard, sir?
okay, the standard is 2 feet.
Standard is 2 feet. Like, we said something. When you are using standard quantity and standard hour, we explained something in that class. But I don't think you were not in that class that day somehow.
I was on transit, so I missed out.
Okay. Okay. So, Mr. Ehinomen, can you help us out, sir?
Yes, I don't know. I think I might be making a mistake in internal quantity. I got 41,100. I'm not sure if I'm correct.
Okay.
I got
That is
4,000.
4,000. Okay. That is serious then.
Ha.
So I got 28,000.
I got 38.
28,000.
28,000 adverse.
Wow. That is serious.
That which one?
Material.
I got
I got
14,000.
3,800.
I got 7,000 favorable.
Usage is 14,000.
I got
Favorable.
14,000. I got
Favorable.
14,000 favorable.
14,000 is the answer.
14,000
Sir?
favorable.
14,000 is the answer.
Thank you, sir.
14,000 is the answer.
14,000, yeah.
14,000 favorable. You know, in that class, we said that whenever you're using standard quantity, standard hour, you do something, right? And what is that thing? You flex.
Based on actual production.
Yes, based on actual production. You flex. And what is the meaning of flex? Making your standard to conform to your actual. Yes. You know, we treated flex budget, isn't it? So while we were treating flex budget, what were we doing? You convert your budget to a unit value multiplied by the actual production in the question to give you the flex value. So now, going by this question, let's see how to come about that. Calculate direct material usage variance. The formula is what? Please help me with the formula I gave in the last class so that I'll be
Standard quantity of actual price.
standard quantity
Of actual production.
Actual
Based
product.
on actual production.
Minus actual quantity multiplied by standard production.
minus actual quantity
Multiplied by standard price.
multiplied by what? Standard price. Standard price. Now, based on this question now, your standard quantity is what in terms of material? Standard quantity is what? See it, 2 feet. 2 feet. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
In relation to your actual production, your actual production is what here?
11,000.
11,000.
11,000. This is your actual. So standard quantity of actual production will now be what?
22,000.
Yes, will now be 2 multiplied by what? 11,000.
Okay.
Multiplied by
Okay.
11,000. Your actual quantity is what? Actual
20,000.
quantity 20,000. See it. Actual quantity use is different from purchase. I explained this in that class likewise. Yes. Actual quantity used, because it's what you use here that results into what the unit produce. So used in terms of quantity is what? It's 20,000. 20,000 units. 20,000 units. So in terms of the standard price, what is the standard price?
7 naira.
7 naira.
See, it's 7 naira. 7 naira.
Okay.
Then you have it at 7 naira. So the answer will now be what?
14,000 favorable.
Okay.
14,000 favorable. Because when you multiply 2 by 11, you have what? Your standard will be what? 22,000 minus your actual 20,000. It shows that your standard is greater than what? Your actual. In relation to your standard price, you have what? 14,000 favorable. Is this clear, please?
Yes, it is, sir.
All right. Thank you. Madam Juliet, are you following?
Yes, sir. Very well.
All right. So looking at the direct labor
Excuse
rate
me,
variance.
Mr. Taiwo.
Yes, ma'am.
Please, I went out. I didn't know where you get this two times 11 from.
All right, ma'am. So our formula is what, ma'am? Standard quantity of actual production. Now, your standard quantity in terms of material is what, ma'am? See it. 2.
It's 11,000.
No, ma. See it, ma'am. Standard quantity 2 feet in terms of material.
Okay.
2
I've
feet.
seen it, sir. All right.
When you flex it based on your actual unit produced, you have standard quantity of actual production. And that is where we have 2 multiplied by 11, you have 22, less 20,000, you have 2,000. 2,000 by 7, you have 14,000 favorable.
Thank you, sir.
So somebody else will help us with our answer for direct labor rate variance. Let me go back to the class and see who will help us now. Madam Ola Christie, can you help us with the results for labor rate variance?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma.
I wanted to even call you personally because I've been missing the class. It was on Saturday that I get to know the actual class. Sometimes I would just see, I don't know the timetable. So it was on that Saturday that I get to know that we normally have it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So apologies, sir. I've not been around, so I missed some of the classes. So I'm just joining variance. So I missed last class, so I'm trying to just catch up with the class.
Okay, that is fine. The classes are for PM is Tuesdays and Saturday, not Thursday, ma.
Okay. Tuesdays and
So,
Saturdays, 6 p.m.
yes, and Friday and Sundays for FM.
Okay,
Yes,
Tuesdays and Saturdays. Thank you.
yes.
So maybe after the class, I may have a chat to you, sir.
All right, ma.
Thank you, sir.
So, Mr. Shaibu, help us with the outcome for labor rate variance.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, actually, I wanted to call you, but all these white natans, I'm not follow up. Before you know, they just caught my attention from them. So that's the thing. For now, maybe today night, I think today is the time when I pay full attention to the variance. Even today is the day that I know that just I pay attention to all the classes.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
thank you,
Thank God
sir.
I'm doing this. Thank God I'm doing this. Thank God for the leading of the Holy Spirit.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So I'm just I'm doing sampling. Okay. This is
So
fine.
that is why, sir. That is why I did not see my assignment on the platform. But I'll try. I'll try my best from today on.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you please scroll up? Let me snap the question, please. Thank you.
It's on the platform. Check the question
Oh,
on the
okay.
platform. Yes.
Okay.
So, Madam Costly, can you help us with the result for labor rate variance? Madam Costly. Are you there?
Can I try?
Okay, ma, try.
42,000. I don't know if I'm correct.
Hello, sir. I don't know. Me, I got 0.
So I got 42,000 too.
Me, I
Okay.
got 0.
I got 0 too.
I got 0.
I got 0. 5 naira.
42
5 naira.
times.
Okay. So if you
Sorry, I got 0.
okay. So in the exam hall, if you have 0, what will you do?
Break even.
I hope you will not cancel your work and say it is wrong.
I will not do.
Okay, because sometimes when you see some answers, you say, am I sure I'm doing the right thing? So just go with the confidence that you have.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So I got 4,000. I don't know if I'm
4,000.
correct. Yes.
Okay, no, we'll see it together now. We'll see it together.
Okay.
For every of your answers, we'll know which is correct and which is yet to be correct. So, all right. So, the formula for the labor rate variance is what?
Standard rate
Standard rate minus actual rate
Yes, actual rates.
multiplied by actual hour paid for.
Multiply by what?
Actual hour paid for.
Actual hours paid for. Let me write it hours paid. Now, looking at the question, in terms of labor, your standard rate is what? Standard rates.
It's 5 naira, sir.
See it. 5 naira. 5 naira. 5 naira. So we have it as what? As 5 naira. Your actual rate is what? You come to your actual. This is your actual. Your actual. In terms of labor, we have 42,000 hours costing 210,000 naira. Now, we need the labor rate per unit. Labor rate per hour. You understand? We need the labor rate per hour. We have 42,000 hours. We incur how much? 210. How much are we going to pay for 1 hour?
5 naira.
5 naira.
So how are we going to get the 5 naira? 210
divided by 42 hours.
42 hours.
Okay.
You see that? 5 by 42 hours. Now, let's bring it down. So we have it as what? 5 naira minus what? 210 divided by 42.
5 naira.
5 naira.
You have 5 naira. The actual hours paid for is what? You go back to the question again. See it, 42,000 hours is the actual hours you paid for. Isn't it?
Yes.
42,000 hours. So your actual hours is what? It's 42 thousand ms. So when you do your mathematics, this will result to what? 5 minus 5.
0.
0 times 42,000.
0.
So the outcome is what?
0.
0 naira. So somebody will ask me, what is the interpretation, right? So what is the interpretation now? Is it favorable or unfavorable?
Not adverse.
So it's just as you said, is the actual and the standard are same. It means there was you budgeted well, so there is break even. Yes. So everything is as planned. There is no loss and there is no gain.
So in the exam, what are we going to write? Are we going
No,
to write
just,
break even?
no, just 0 naira and you move on now.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Because the essence of variance is for you to determine what? Adverse and favorable, right? Yes. But in this case now, it is 0. So there is no adverse and there's no favorable situation. So
Sorry,
it's
sir.
just as planned.
Sorry, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can I ask question?
Yes, sir. You can ask, sir.
Okay, sir. So seriously, I'm confused in the sense that favorable and advert. How can I know that okay, this one is favorable and this one is advert?
Okay, sir. In terms of costs, when your actual expenses is greater than your budgeted expenses, the outcome is what? Is adverse, is unfavorable. But when your actual is less than your budgeted, it is what? It is favorable. Bringing it into real life situation. Now, in this month, you plan to fuel your car. Your budget is 80,000. That is your plan to fuel your car. Now, that is what you've set aside. But as the months wind up and you take a look at how you've spent your money, you discover that in the actual sense, you've incurred 100,000 on fueling. Now, in that case, what will be your interpretation? Is it favorable to you? The answer will be no, because what you plan is 80,000 and your actual is what? 100,000.
100K.
So it is not favorable. But where you plan 80,000 and you now incur fueling expense to be, let's say, 60,000, wouldn't you be happy?
Sure. Yes, sir.
Because there is savings. You save how much? 20,000.
20K. Okay.
So in terms of cost, when your actual is less than your standard, your budgeted, it is what? It is favorable.
Favorable.
When your actual is greater than your budget, it is what? It is adverse. But in terms of money that you are expecting, inflow, revenue, if your budget is 80,000, you plan to get 80,000 from your customers this month. But overall, what you receive 60,000 naira. You know, you are looking at what we're coming now. You
Yes,
receive
sir.
60,000 naira. But your expectation is 80,000 naira.
Yes, sir.
Is that favorable?
No, sir. Advert.
That is because it is income. But where your budget is 80,000 and you receive 100,000, how will you interpret that?
Favorable.
It is favorable.
Thank
So
you,
you
sir.
look at it in that light, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I
All right.
appreciate it.
Thank God, sir. So, taking it further to the direct labor efficiency variance. Who will help us with the answer? Don't worry, I'll call the name. I want to make sure everybody is following. Yes, I'll call the name now. I've not been seeing Mr. Charles in class. I have to reach out to him. Mr. Manlat, can you help us with that value, sir? Direct labor efficiency variance.
Okay, sir. Let me try. Let me try and calculate it.
Okay. Direct labor efficiency variance. Let me go back to the class and see. So, Mr. Shegun, can you help us with the figure likewise? Can you help us with the figure?
Standard hour based on actual production.
Fine.
Minus actual hour worked.
Okay.
Weighted by standard rate.
Okay. So when you put that into computation, when you pick the values from the question, what will be the result?
It will be 4 multiplied by 11,000.
Okay.
Given 44,000.
Okay.
Minus actual hour work, which is 42,000.
Okay.
Weighted by 5 naira.
Okay.
44,000.
Okay.
44,000 minus 42,000.
Okay.
Given 2,000. Weighted by 5 naira.
Okay, sir.
Which is 10,000 favorable. Because the standard hour is greater than actual hour worked.
Okay, very good, sir. Who's getting same results there?
I got the same result, sir.
Okay, fine.
10,000 favorable.
Okay, very good. So
I got the same result, sir.
that is fine. That is very good. And that is it. Well, let's show it. Calculate the direct labor efficiency variance. The formula is what? Standard
hour based on actual price.
Actual production.
Based on actual production.
Sorry, actual production minus actual hour.
Minus actual hours worked.
Actual hour worked multiplied by standard rates.
Actual hours worked multiplied by
standard rates.
Standard rates.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm with you, sir. Yes, I want to say something. Okay. So standard hours based on actual production. From the question, the standard hours is what? Say it here. 4 hours.
4 hours.
In relation to what? To the actual production. The actual unit produced is what? 11,000. 11,000. So we have it as what? As 4 multiplied by what? 11,000. Minus what? The actual hours worked on the question. Actual hours worked. We've used that before. See it.
42,000.
42,000. I have it as 42,000. In relation to the standard rates in the question, standard rate is what?
5 naira.
5 naira. See it here. 5 naira. 5 naira. So we have it as 5 naira. So when you simplify this, you have what? 44,000 minus 42,000 by 5. And this will be what? This will be 2,000 multiplied by what? 5 naira.
Right.
And the outcome will be what?
10,000.
10,000 favorable.
10,000.
Yes, favorable. 10,000 naira favorable. Hope this is clear.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Let's take it further. The next is calculate the variable manufacturing overhead spending variance. Variable manufacturing overhead spending variance. For this, Madam Taye NSC, are you there, ma? Madam, you are not there. Okay. Madam Agbola Odunayo, can you help us out?
I've not done this one, sir. I will try. Let me go through the question and see if I can do it.
Okay, Madam Taye, I can see your message on the chat box. Can you help us out there? Okay, you're just getting home. Okay. Mr. Felix, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir. That's E, right?
Yes, E.
Okay. Variable manufacturing overhead spending variance. The formula is okay. My answer is 21,000 adverse.
21,000 advance. Yes, put us through. Yes. You said the formula is continue, sir.
The formula is a standard variable rate minus actual variable rate.
Yes, sir.
Weighted by actual hour.
Okay.
And then going by the question, the standard variable rate is 4.
Okay.
And then the actual variable rate is not given directly. So you use 189,000 divided by 42,000 hours.
Okay.
That will give you 4.5.
Okay.
Then our actual hour is 42,000 hours.
Yes, sir.
So when you simplify, you will have 21,000 adverse.
All right. That is very good, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Sorry, sir. 189 divided by what, sir?
42,000 hours.
Okay, sir.
42,000 hours. So, any other person having 21,000?
Yes, sir. 21,000 advance.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, fine. 21,000 adverse. So we have it. The formula is what? Variable manufacturing overhead spending variance. Now you'll be going to the question. You go and check for variable elements. Yes. And the formula is what? Standard what? Standard variable rate
minus
actual
variable rate.
Actual variable rates. All these, once you see rate, we are referring to hours, rates, hours in terms of
times hours rate.
yes. So multiply by what? The multiply by what now?
Hour rate.
Actual.
Okay,
Actual hours.
Actual.
Multiply by the actual hours. So from the question, your standard variable rate is what? See it here. Your standard variable rate is what? See it here. The rate variable. See it, variable overhead. Then the rate is what? It's 4.
4R.
No, rates now, money.
Okay.
4 naira.
4 naira.
4 naira. So you have it as your standard variable rate to be what? To be 4 naira. Now the actual variable rate is what? See your variable element. It's not given to you per hour, isn't it? You can see that this variable overhead is in relation to what? To hours. Because somebody might be asking, why are we making use of this 42,000 hours here? The variable overhead is in terms of what? Hours. In terms of hours. Now, you are not giving your actual variable rate per hour. So, how will you get the variable rate per hour? It is to do what? To divide this 189,000 by the actual hours paid for, which is 42,000. But when you are giving directly, you don't need this working. But since we are not giving directly, you need to work for it to determine your variable overhead rate per hour. And that is why we will say 189,000 divided by what? 42,000 to get your actual variable rate. To get your actual variable rate. So 189,000 divided by what? 42,000 hours. And this will be weighted by what? By the actual hours. And the actual hours is what? Is 42,000 hours. 42,000 hours. So when you simplify this, it will be what? You have it as 4 naira minus what? 189 divided by 42,000. The result will be what? When you divide, what will be the outcome?
4.5.
4 naira 50 kobo.
Okay. 1 naira 50 kobo. Multiply by 42,000. So the outcome will be what now?
21,000 adverse.
21,000. Is this favorable or adverse? Is adverse.
Adverse.
Because your actual is greater than what? Your standard. Your actual is greater than what? Your standard. So in terms of, hope this is clear, please. Is this clear? All right, fine.
Yes, sir.
So let's take it further. The next question is calculate the variable manufacturing overhead efficiency. When we talk about efficiency, what are we looking out for? Efficiency. What are we looking out for? Once you hear efficiency, you should be thinking about hours also. Hours. So somebody else will also lead us through this. So, Madam Juliet, are you ready to lead us through this, ma?
Not really.
Make a trial, ma.
Let me just look to it. Let me try. I'm coming.
As we are waiting for her. Blessing Abus. Can you also help us?
Okay, sir. I'm still working on it.
Okay. All right.
Can I try this, sir?
Okay, very well, sir. You can try some.
Okay, yeah, so I got 8,000 adverts.
Okay. So can you lead us through the process? Let's know if
Okay, standard hour based on actual production is 42,000 hours minus actual hours worked. That's 44,000. The standard rate is 4 naira. And if I multiply, the difference is 2,000 times 4, which is 8,000 naira adverts. I don't know if I'm right.
no, let's go back to the beginning, how you started. You said what again, sir?
Standard hour based on actual production.
Yes, is what?
Sorry if I'm not wrong there. What I did there was for the 2,000, but like I made, it's supposed to be the reverse. If I'm not wrong, if I look at it clearly.
Check it again, and come back.
It's for the 4,000 minus for the 2,000 hours.
Okay.
So that's 2,000 times 4 naira, and to be favorable.
Okay, fine. I'm actually bringing you back to call your attention to something. Yes. That is fine. But Madam Juliet, are you getting it? Are you seeing something?
I'm still on it, sir.
Okay. Abus, you are still solving too?
Sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. I thought standard rate is 5 naira.
For variable?
Variable.
Variable.
Variable is 4 naira.
4 naira. Variable is 4 naira.
Okay.
Variable overhead is 4 naira.
So I
Okay,
got
sir.
8,000.
Okay.
8,000, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So let's solve it together now. So the variable manufacturing overhead efficiency variance. Manufacturing efficiency variance. The formula is what?
Standard hour produced minus actual hours worked.
Standard hours of what?
Based on actual production.
Overhead, yeah, based on
Yeah, of actual production.
which is 4 multiplied by 11,000.
Yes, minus the actual hours worked. Actual hours
42,000.
worked. Multiply by what? Standard rates.
Rates.
So from the question, your standard hour of actual production will be what? Based on variable, we're looking at variable now. Standard hour is 4 hours in relation to actual production, which is this unit produced. 4 multiplied by 11, you have it as what? As 44,000 hours. The actual hours worked is what? See it. Actual hours, 42,000 hours.
42,000.
42,000 hours. The standard rate is what? Variable rate now. The rate is this, 4 naira per hour. 4 naira per hour. So when you simplify, the result will be what?
8,000 favorable.
8,000 favorable. 8,000 favorable. Because
Favorable abi adverse.
Favorable.
our actual is less than what? The standard. So instead of us spending 44,000, we are spending 42,000. Are we not happy? Is it not a good thing?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is favorable. It is favorable. So it's favorable. Any question, please? The next is calculate the fixed manufacturing overhead budget variance. Calculate the fixed manufacturing overhead budget variance. Overhead budget variance. Who will help us with this now? Madam Macaulay, tell us something about this.
Please, I was online when you were talking about it. Somebody called me, so I did not get it. So that's why I'm waiting for the solution so that I will be able to get the formula. I'm really sorry, sir.
Okay, that is very good. Temitope, tell
Yeah.
us something.
Okay. The formula is budgeted fixed overhead minus actual fixed overhead. So and that would be 240,000 minus 250,000. So that's 10,000 adverse.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Enomene. Oh, I mean, this I'm trying to hit the
Hello, sir. I can't hear anything.
yes.
Is it my network?
Okay. Okay. I wanted you to make contribution to the issue of these fixed manufacturing overhead. Temitope have given us an explanation about the fixed manufacturing overhead. Yes. She said
Okay,
it is.
I got
Yeah, you got what, sir?
10,000 naira adverse.
Okay, how, sir?
I think the formula is budgeted fixed overhead minus actual fixed overhead.
Okay.
The budgeted overhead from the question given is 240,000 naira, sir.
Okay.
While actual is 250,000 naira.
Okay. Okay.
So if you subtract it, you get 10,000 naira adverse, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. Yes, both are correct, and I can see Madam Juliet write up that 10,000 adverse. Okay, it's fine. Madam Macaulay, hope you have the formula in the last class.
I didn't have this.
You're in the class, ma. So, to get our fixed manufacturing overhead budget variance, the formula you said is what?
Budgeted overhead minus actual overhead.
Budgeted
Fixed overhead
fixed overhead minus what?
actual fixed overhead.
Actual fixed overhead. Actual fixed overhead. It's just very direct here. Now, from the question, your budgeted fixed overhead is what?
240,000
So see it. Budgeted fixed manufacturing overhead for the period is what? 240,000. 240,000. And the actual fixed overhead is what?
250,000.
See it here. Fixed overhead. Manufacturing overhead in your variable is this, fixed is this, 250. 250. Now the difference between both will result into what?
10,000 adverse.
10,000 adverse, because your actual is greater than your budgeted. Your actual is greater than your budgeted. So, don't mind me, I'm looking for the question in the I located it before now, but I closed it again. Let me go let me look for it. But the last one, calculate the fixed manufacturing overhead volume variance. Fixed manufacturing overhead volume variance. So who can help us with this? This is open. Anyone? Fixed manufacturing overhead volume variance.
I don't know whether I get it too. Can I talk?
Okay, ma.
The formula is budgeted production minus actual production. Am I right with my formula, sir? Am I right with my formula?
Okay. Though your network was breaking, can you repeat yourself now?
I say the formula is budgeted production minus actual production. Am I right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
You are very correct, ma.
So under the actual, the table, I'm seeing the budgeted production 40,000. Then the actual production 11,000. When I minus it, I'm getting 29,000.
No get am. No correct.
The formula we give in the class the other day, what is the formula?
Sir, it's like something is missing. The weighted is supposed to be weighted by fixed overhead absorption or absorption rates.
Yes.
Fixed manufacturing overhead volume variance. The formula we gave in the class is what?
Budgeted production minus actual production multiplied by fixed overhead absorption rate.
Okay, fixed overhead absorption rate. Okay, that is fine. So now, based on this question now, though there are various approach to it. Anyway, various approach to this. Now, fixed overhead volume variance. Fixed overhead volume variance. Your budgeted production is what? What is your budgeted production? Budgeted production. Budgeted production.
240.
Okay, how do you know it's 240, ma?
stated in the question.
Okay. Budgeted fixed manufacturing overhead for the period is 240. Okay. What will be your actual production?
250.
Okay, very good. Are you sure it's 250, man? Your actual
He said you don't
production.
know.
Actual production.
11,000.
Okay.
They are
All right.
confusing us. We will get this thing. Confusing us.
I'm not confusing you. I want you to know it. This is it. Let me just go direct now. You know, your actual production, since your budgeted production is what? Just as she has said, budgeted fixed manufacturing overhead for the period is what? It's 250, right? 240, right?
240.
I will show it in two ways. Budgeted fixed overhead production. Budgeted fixed overhead production is 240,000. It's 240,000. Your actual production will be what? Your actual production will be what? You have these as 240,000. 240,000 naira. In terms of your actual, what will you do? In terms of your actual, what will you do? Your actual production, you have it in units, right? Actual production.
11,000.
You have 11,000. But in terms of what? In terms of manufacturing overhead. In terms of manufacturing overhead, what will be the value? In terms of fixed manufacturing overhead now. Fixed manufacturing overhead, it means for fixed overhead, your rate, your overall rate, when you use 4 hours is what?
24.
When you use 4 hours is what?
24 naira.
Class.
6 naira.
Yes, but when you use 4 hours,
24 naira.
the rate, yes, 24 naira. The standard rate is 24 naira. The standard rate is 24 naira. So this is your standard rate of 24 naira. We're trying to look at overall now. Overall, not just one unit, not just 1 hour. Yes, not just 1 hour. So this 24,000, 24 naira rather, multiplied by what? 11,000 units that is produced. I will show it in another way. 24 naira multiplied by 11,000 units produced. We give you your actual production in terms of what? Fixed manufacturing overhead. Fixed manufacturing overhead. I will show it in another way. Should be more. I will just show it in two ways. Actual production. Okay. Actual fixed overhead production. Actual fixed overhead production. For you to get this actual fixed overhead production, it will be what? This will be 11,000, which is the actual unit, the standard rate. And for this, the outcome is going to be what?
So 64,000.
How is it 254? Because me, I'm getting.
You say you are getting something. Somebody is saying something. Yeah, speak out, speak out, speak out. So this fixed manufacturing overhead volume variance it is your budgeted fixed overhead production less your actual fixed overhead production. And based on these now, your result will be what? The result will be what?
24,000.
24,000. The result will be 24,000. 24,000. 24,000. 24,000. 24,000. So if it is 24,000, what will now be your interpretation?
Adverse.
Adverse. Is adverse.
Yes, because the budgeted production
With the
is
question.
the actual production is greater than projected.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Are we done with the question?
Not yet, not yet, not yet.
Okay, okay.
Yes. Not yet. Yes. I'm trying to explain something now. Yes, I want to explain something in relation to this aspect of fixed manufacturing overhead volume variance. Fixed manufacturing overhead volume variance. So one thing with this aspect of variance is, why do we have to calculate this fixed manufacturing overhead volume variance? What is the idea behind it? It will determine the interpretation of our answer. This fixed manufacturing overhead volume variance. We must understand why we are computing it. This fixed manufacturing overhead volume variance, what it does is that it measures the effect of producing more or fewer units. You can see the word volume there. Volume. It measures the effect of producing more or fewer units than the budgeted, than the normal capacity. So the question is this: did we produce enough units to absorb the fixed overhead we planned for?
Yes.
Okay, we produced enough units to absorb the
Yes.
fixed overhead we planned for.
Yes, sir. More
Now,
than.
okay, very good. Yes. Since we produce fixed overhead that is more than what we planned for, what is the perception? What is the understanding that you should have?
It's favorable.
So this fixed manufacturing overhead, you have a budget. You know, fixed cost does not fluctuate, but you have a capacity of 240,000, but you produce beyond that capacity. The volume is greater than, the actual volume is greater than what you have. So when it comes to these aspects, you need to interpret it in that order. That's, yes, we understand that your actual is greater than your budgeted. Yes, because you've stressed your machines, you've overpowered your capacity, and based on the units you have is a favorable one. Yes, because your actual fixed production overhead is greater than your budgeted. So the interpretation is this: if actual fixed production overhead is greater than your budgeted, then you have a favorable variance. But when your actual is less than your budgeted, means you have an adverse. So the concept is this: higher output, lower cost per unit. Higher output, lower cost per unit. So what are you doing? You've absorbed more. There is over absorption. But lower output, when you have lower output, you will under absorb your fixed cost. I don't know if you are getting it now. I don't know if you are getting it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Come again, sir. I do not understand what you're saying very well.
Like in printing. Yeah.
Yes,
The lower
this is it. In terms of manufacturing, fixed manufacturing overhead volume variance, when you have higher outputs, it means you produce beyond your plan. It means your capacity on a normal day is 80,000 units, but you produce 85,000 units. Is a favorable one because your actual is greater than your budgeted. Your machine capacity is 80,000. The hours you have to produce is 20,000 hours. But even with that 20,000 hours, you are expected to produce 50,000 units. But with using that 20,000 hours, you produce 55,000 units. It shows that you've worked well. You've used your machine well. You surpass your capacity. So in terms of fixed overhead, manufacturing volume variance, what is happening? The interpretation is this: when you have higher outputs, it means that based on economies of scale, your costs per unit on each product will be less. And it shows that you over absorbed, which is a favorable one and is good for the organization. But when you have lower outputs, you produce less than you budgeted. It shows that you've under absorbed, which is not good. It shows that there is no efficiency. It shows that there have been wastage, and that is not good. So when interpreting your fixed manufacturing overhead volume variance and your actual result is greater than your budgeted, it shows that it is a favorable variance. Is a favorable variance when you are dealing with fixed manufacturing overhead volume variance. Fixed manufacturing overhead volume variance, because your fixed cost is 20,000 based on your machine, value of your machine, and your machine should produce, let's say, 10,000 units, and you've ended up producing 10,500. It means you've overabsorbed. You've overabsorbed, and there will be more benefits to the organization. So when your actual is greater than your budgeted, you have a favorable results in terms of fixed manufacturing overhead volume variance. So also you can look at it in terms of hours, just as I've said. For you to get, I was saying you can solve this in another way. You can look at it in terms of hours. Based on hours, your standard hours produced is what? Sorry, let me complete this. Your standard hours produced is what? From what we've been solving, standard hours produced is what? Based on what we've solved before, Anyway, let me just say you can solve it this way. You can have it in form of standard hours produced, minus the budgeted hours multiplied by your standard rate. Now, the standard hours produced, what am I referring to? In terms of hours, you have 4 hours, right, for fixed overhead. In relation to your actual unit produced is what? You have 44. You have 44,000 hours. You have 44,000 hours. 44,000 hours. Your budgeted hours, according to the question, is what? In terms of fixed manufacturing overhead, see it here, 40,000 direct labor hours. 40,000 direct labor hours. In terms of your standard rate is what? Your standard rate is what?
6 naira.
6 naira.
6 naira
per hour. 6 naira per hour. So when you weight that, your outcome will be what? What will be your outcome? To be 24,000.
Favorable.
24,000. 24,000 favorable. 24,000 naira favorable. So the point is this: when an organization produce less than planned, we have an under absorption, which will be an adverse variance. But when an organization produce above planned, we have a favorable variance. A favorable variance, which will count well for the organization. So this fixed manufacturing overhead volume variance, it often occurs because actual production differs from what? The budgeted level of activity. Yes, not because we have change in cost or anything, but because your actual production activity level surpass your budgeted activity level. So when you have that, it is a favorable one. But when your actual is less than what you plan for, it shows you've not used your fixed assets, your fixed costs very well, and it is not good. You should use them to the optimum level. And even if you can surpass that level, fine, then you have a favorable variance in that respect. So, any question? Somebody was trying to ask a question. You were asking if I was true.
I have a question, sir.
All right, sir.
So this fixed overhead volume variance.
Yes, sir.
I was thinking the formula you gave us is a budgeted production minus actual production weighted by fixed overhead absorption rate. It's like you didn't apply that fixed overhead absorption rate here.
Yes, the fixed overhead absorption rate. The fixed overhead absorption rate is the question does not lead me to that fixed overhead absorption rate. Yes, the fixed overhead absorption rate based on the formula we gave as at the beginning of this class. What is the formula to determine your fixed overhead absorption rate? The formula is what? Yes, in terms of hours now, we're working based on hours now.
Budgeted fixed costs over the activity level, and that's in this question is hours used.
Yes.
Direct
And
labor hours
is what?
40,000 direct labor hours.
Okay.
I hear you, sir.
The hours is 40,000 direct labor hours.
Hello.
Can you hear me, sir? I can hear you. Can you hear me, sir?
So in this question now,
Yes, sir.
the activity
level is direct labor hours, sir. I don't know if you can hear me. Maybe it's my network.
level, yeah, it's breaking, sir.
Hello, sir. It's my network,
Breaking.
but can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello, sir.
The activity level
is direct labor hours.
Fine, direct labor hours. And what is that?
40,000.
40,000. Okay, 40,000. Fine. 40,000. Now, how much are we incurring on that 40,000?
The fixed cost, sir, is 240,000 naira, sir.
Very good. So, Mr. Felix, follow up. 240,000.
Okay,
240,000, right? They've given us the costs. The cost of the overhead as 240,000. Now, to get the rate, do you understand? What will you do? To get the rate in terms of naira, what will you do?
Divided by 40,000.
Very good. It will be 240,000 divided by 40,000. You have what?
6 naira.
6 naira.
6 naira. So the fixed overhead absorption rate in naira will be what?
6
Will be
naira.
6 naira per hour. 6 naira per hour, which will be the same value you have in these in the question here. You see, sir?
Okay.
Yes. So, but where the question didn't give you this, sir, didn't give you this. So you must understand the formula that fixed overhead absorption rate can be determined in 2 ways. Your budgeted fixed overhead divided by what? Your budgeted level of activity. Now, your budgeted fixed overhead in terms of in money value, based on this question, is what? Is 240. What is your activity level in hours? 40,000 hours. So 240 divided by 40,000 hours, you have it as what? 6 naira per hour. Yes, 6 naira per hour. So because we are working based on hours, so I can now work based on this other aspect, that my standard hours produced is what? That is my 4 naira in terms of fixed overhead multiplied by the unit produced, actual unit produced, which is what? Which is
11,000.
Yes, 11 multiplied by 4, 44, multiplied by the budgeted, which is 40,000. 40,000 minus 40,000 rather. Do you understand? Multiplied by is 6 naira here. Where is it? 6 naira. Then I have 24,000 naira. So one thing with these fixed overhead, I want us to practice more questions so that you see how some questions can come up with diverse ways to determine the fixed overhead. But the central thing you need to know is that your formula, your budgeted fixed overhead divided by budgeted activity level, or your budgeted fixed overhead divided by budgeted direct labor hours. Once you know this formula, you'll be able to play along with the question as expected. So, but for this, I'm so much interested in these aspects of fixed overhead, because you can easily understand material price variance, usage, all these other ones. But for you to have a full mark, to be able to pass very well and get the whole mark in a question that involve variance, we must learn this fixed overhead very well. Yes, must learn it. Must learn it. And because we need to learn it, there is this question. Where is this question now? Okay, fixed overhead efficiency variance, fixed overhead capacity variance. I'm just trying to get a question now. Okay. Budgeted material usage, budgeted labor hours. All right. We can also attempt this question. Question 3. Let me see the year. Let me see the year now. Question 3. High Tech PLC. Prepare a full standard cost card per batch showing contribution margin. Let me see. Calculate the relevant variances and prepare a report. Okay. Okay, let me note this. Let me note this. November 2022, question 3. This is not the question I'm planning for. November 2020. Let's see, there's another one. I want to refer us to. But you can note this down. November 2022, question 3. Yes. November 2022, question 3. Let's note that question. You can attempt it. Yes. You can attempt it. You see new things there. You see new things very well. So as you see those new things, read and understand and see how you can solve those things. Okay, sales price variance. No, this one will not come now. So when we treat sales miss, then that one will come. Sorry, there is a question. I'm just trying to do a random search. Material price variance, mix variance. Okay.